doing it like that. I don't care. Okay.
Oh wait, you really got me like that? I can't tell you how many times I've messed up during a speech, blubbered my way through, sped up my words so you can understand me, and it's just literally just like been a complete failure. But today we're going to talk about how to not do that with your speeches, how to be more effective when you're speaking. My 3 steps today that will help you are your techniques that you use while you're speaking, your planning, and your preparing. I'm sorry. Well, techniques that you can use today is your body language and also your audience body language. You don't want your audience to think that you're not interested in what you're talking about. And it's important to watch your audience because you want to make sure they're interested in what you're talking about, and you can tell through their body language. Like if they're sitting there looking bored and uninterested, you should do something in your speech to make them more interested in it. Also, we're going to talk about how you want to engage your audience. Like ask them questions, maybe maybe have them think about situations that relate to both of y'all, which is easier. And also, you want to use humor. Humor always makes a speech memorable because everybody remembers something funny. Well, shoot. Well, planning is important for anything you want to do for a speech because you need to know what you're going to do before you do it. For planning, like outlines are always helpful because they not only keep you organized, but they keep you on track so you just don't go one way and it ends up being really crazy. Who is it? Also, you should learn your audience because every audience needs to be talked to a different way. Like if you won't talk to kids the same way you talk to an adult, and you won't talk to males the same way you're talking to like an all girl group or all female group. Yeah, for that. How long? Also, it's important to plan ahead because you don't want to get ahead of yourself or end up saying something too early and end up having to jump back and forth through your speech. But it makes the audience feel like they're not connected to you and that they're very confused, and it makes it pointless because the whole point of you giving a speech is for you to connect to your audience to help them learn something they didn't know before. 2 quotes that I found that helpful for the speech was that you should always prepare showing up prepared for your speech is the most important way to calm your nerves, and that was by Howell. And that's important because if you don't prepare for your speech, you're going to be a nervous wreck up there. So there's a lot of people, including myself, that get nervous when they have to speak in public, and I'm like honestly terrible at it. So I know I have to speak, like go over it and rehearse a lot. So in order for you to prepare for your speech, a couple things that you can do is try breathing. Yeah, try breathing exercises. Like simple. Yeah, practicing in the mirror always helps as well because you're like talking to yourself. You see how you look while you're giving the speech. Timing yourself to make sure you reach the time limit of the speech. Thinking positive is always unnecessary because if you think negative, you're gonna fail. Like negative thinking is always a negative thinking is like literally gonna set you up for success, like for failure. I mean, sorry about that. Okay, so today in this speech, what I really want y'all to learn from this is that everybody is not perfect, and everybody messes up. Everybody fails sometimes. Everybody might stutter through their words or whatever, but through practice and like working on yourself and helping yourself get better, you'll end up being the most effective speaker you can possibly be. Sorry about that. See, I mess up still. I'm not perfect. Who cares? You know, but I'm doing the best I can, and that's all that matters. And so these 3 techniques: planning ahead, using different techniques such as breathing and using humor in your speech, telling stories, and using preparing for your speech help you become a more effective speaker. And that is it for today.